Welcome everybody to our North American qualifiers for the RGN Pro Series. We've got third Equinox facing up against Devastation. It's a best of 3 here, and we are in the round of 24. I'm starting off from the very beginning here. So there was a couple matches yesterday we didn't catch, but this is the first one we're broadcasting for the qualifiers. I am Sprawl, by my side, the one and only Laser Jesus, and this round is already underway. We see CT side for third Equinox, and already, wow, Boy James gets knocked down to 17 HP as he aggressively peeks from connector.
Yeah, looks like Devastation's plans are to head back towards A after wounding the mid player up just a little bit. Wondering how many players are going to bring upper here. And nobody's pushing for third Equinox, and that's something we see a lot on CT pistols. Really important to try to gain this map knowledge of where the enemies are. But now comes the A take. Where are their smokes going to go? Looks like we get 2 blocking off connector. They haven't really isolated the top all that well, so 3E might be able to do some damage from there. A couple holes in the smokes, already the first frag, and they're going to try to plant it in front. Dangerous stuff, but Jared does take down wall 2. Best goes down as well. Devastation are handling this quite well, but evened up by 8x, and now 3 on 3. And I don't like this from Devastation. All of their players are at the lower stairs, and this should allow lower Equinox to focus all their fire on that location. The only thing Devastation has going for them, oh, cannon shower. That's something they got going for them. Another trade. The only thing they have going from here is the knowledge that the CTs won't expect all the players to be in this location, but now there's little time left to defuse. SQ still a little confused on where Jared is. But man, peeks around the corner, and Jared, what a shot onto SQ. And Devastation do take that first pistol round, and the smokes that they threw, I didn't like them all that much. I thought third Equinox would be able to exploit that a bit, as they didn't have one up top on top of the stairs near connector, but they couldn't do anything with it, and Sasquatch was still allowed to plant front towards connector.
Yeah, actually, I rarely have voice enable on, but I actually had it on there, and I've switched it off since, but yeah, I think it was Sasquatch that was a little upset about the smokes they threw. They missed their mark, and the T side, at least they noticed, you know what I mean? So hopefully those smokes land a little bit better. They get the round nonetheless, though, and I'm going to take towards the B-bomb site. We've got 3 MAC-10s on the field here. Cannon Chow, simply a P250. We'll see what he's able to do with that. It's actually Sasquatch, though, that got brought down to 10 HP, as... Now they are going to, again, slowly take towards B. It's going to be SQ that will drop. Puts a couple bullets in their direction, but no damage done. There's 2 players on arches they have to deal with, and that can of TM is going to do the trick. We'll have 1 to deal with, as they're retaking from market already. So all the CTs are pretty darn close, and the T is actually very low on HP, so this is completely winnable. Cannon Chow, the only one with a good amount of HP. He is up in apartments, so it's a good location for him, as now he's the lone survivor, and this plant is good, but he needs to come out to the balcony to defend it, and it looks like Wildtooth's just going to straight up stick it, but without a kit, this is a bit of a suicide mission, as he will go down. Cannon Chow with the 4K. Beautiful way to clean up the round. Again, that's the problem with trying to stick the bomb when you don't have a kit. It just takes ages, and if the other guy dies, can't hold off, you're in a one-on-one, sitting on the bomb awkwardly, sit and duck, doesn't work out.
Yeah, it seems like it takes ages even when you're defusing with 5 seconds, so that's a long time, a long, anxious time of hoping your teammates are able to fend off the opposition with inferior weapons. But something I noticed about third Equinox there, they were going for some mid-aggression, and their B player threw a smoke down, and that's something you don't often see on a force buy round. That's something he could have put towards damage, you know, an HE grenade or a flashbang or 2. But smoking it off there allows your teammates to push with the knowledge that the T's will be held back for at least a bit longer from that smoke. And Devastation here grouping up for the A take, taking their time as well. They got somebody slowly flanking through. All of the Equinox members are going to be in position to contest, but again, with non-upgraded pistols, not the best of weapons to try to fend this off with. Mission here for Devastation, not only to win the round, but to win it pretty cleanly. They don't want to drop any more players. Even these FAMASes, or not FAMASes, whoa, wrong side. Those would be nice to bring into the next round, but just 8x here. And on the, I'll just go into a little history about Devastation. This is a purely Source team. Jared, great opera from Source. Sasquatch doing big things in the scene. And you got Cheeks, great player himself. His brother as well, Cannon Chow. Late bloomer in Source, but he's doing big things now in Go as well. So just all around Source team. You don't see pure lineups as much anymore. And Devastation, they're one of those teams.
Yeah, cool stuff to see him competing here. And they will pick up their 3rd round. biggest issue that we've just seen in the first 3 rounds for Devastation is the fact that that second round, they won it, but with only 1 player left alive, as we saw that 4K for Cannon Chow there. So in the next round, they survived with 3. Not too bad, but you can see their money. It is a little bit on the low end here compared to what it could be. Obviously, Cannon Chow makes up for it a little bit. He's got 7,200, but the rest of the team's pretty drained in that respect. And if we take a look at the CT side, SGU is going to have an auto shotgun, so that'll be interesting if they decide to go over to B. But we actually see a smoke come into sight. That is a bizarre one, as it did not hit his mark. It's on top of the B-bomb site. So it's a fake here, as they're trying to just pull them over with 1 smoke. I don't think that's going to do the trick, as now it will be Cheeks and Sasquatch coming through the underpass. They've got a couple players working at A ramp, and then 1 up in Palace as well. So I imagine they'll split into A at some point. When's the timing is the question.
Yeah, and Wall2 drops off of the mid angle while Devastation's going for the mid boost, so the mid player might be caught off guard here. And while the A take comes through, if this boost comes through at the right time, they should shut it down. They smoke off connector and then try to come through the flank. This timing is perfect. Sasquatch gets both of them. This is going to allow them to start splitting into A here. Best alone in the A bomb site. He does have some support from the connector, but they're not taking the fight at the same time. Trying to defend the bomb plant. Oh, with the auto shotty and 8x gets 1. Suddenly we're down to a 2-on-3. I don't know. I didn't even realize an auto shotgun was on the board. That's a little ridiculous, but Best is coming up from the spawn and unable to get the bomb down still is Devastation. And they're really worried. They have to clear out angles, but they also have to plant the bomb as soon as possible. Cannon Chow jumps across, peeks into the connector, and now that's going to allow them to go for the bomb plant. Oh, Askew. They get the bomb down, but in exchange for one of the players, Cannon Chow peeks. Oh, the trade is there for third Equinox, and they take their first gun round, or first round actually. But Devastation, since they got the bomb down, they might be able to buy. Actually, I think they're going to be able to buy.
Yeah, Cannon Chow's got a hell of a bank, as you can see, 7,800. We'll see, they'll probably drop around, but the CTs, that was actually an expensive round for them as well, so it'll kind of drain their economy to get guns back on the board here.
Yeah, T's actually better off here.
Yeah, 10K on Cannon Chow. He is the bank of Devastation at the moment, and looks like they're actually just going to hang on to that bank. They'll put him with an AK. The rest of the team getting Tech 9s across the board. So he uses a bit of his change, and we'll see where they decide to go with things. The CTs, obviously, like we were saying, pretty drained in terms of economy. 3 FAMAS make it onto the field, so not the situation they really wanted, but they get some nades in there instead. Flashbang, incendiary, and such. It looks like we're going to see another A-side play. Once again, they've got Cannon Chow up in Palace. The bomb's actually going to go up there too, so 3 out of Palace, 2 out of ramp. A lot of times you kind of see the majority of the players going to A ramp and then maybe 1 or 2 coming out of Palace. So interesting. They're probably just going to waterfall out of Palace here and try and just make it onto site and get that bomb planted. At the very least, who knows, they might be able to do some more work, but here we go as they are going to smoke towards, oh, they missed the stairs smoke.
Again.
That's a big one, as now Cannon Chow does find Best, and then they re-smoke it from Palace. So at the very least, they correct it, and the bomb is going to get set here for A ramp. So 4-on-4 as the retake comes in.
Yeah, and Sasquatch getting real aggressive with that Tech 9. Everybody's trying to rotate from the connector area for third Equinox. They're not ready to take from spawn at the same time. So this retake, a little staggered. Devastation is exploiting that. Askew from the spawn, however, evens it back up 3-on-3. A lot of time has already expired on the bomb. Sasquatch goes down to wall 2. Now, Devastation players a little split up. It's only Cheeks, but it is planted for him. Has to whip out the Tech 9. All the CTs are peeking him. It's going to be really tough for him to do this. The diffuser, he runs out of bullets, and that's going to be another round for Equinox. Devastation. Cheeks is going to try to get out of there. Third Equinox doesn't have the economy to chase. And what I'm curious why Devastation didn't buy there. I'm wondering if it's more of like an old schooler call. Anybody that's heard me cast before, I'm not as big of a fan of the force buy as everybody else, and I'm wondering if Sasquatch didn't call that either specifically because Jared wanted to get an op-out, or if he wanted absolute full nades, like more of an old school style gun round call.
Yeah, not really sure, but again, it was pretty successful up until obviously Cannon Chow being the one with the AK. He actually peeked underneath balcony, maybe took a peek that he didn't really need to. Look towards CT spawn when that player was basically aiming tunnel vision on his location. So he goes down and the rest kind of follow as their Tech 9s aren't going to do the trick, but they do get the bomb down, and they make it fairly expensive for the CT side, so...
Hey, they landed the smoke.
Loss. There we go. And it's going to be a fake as we see 2 players trying to make some noise out of A ramp. The rest of the players in B Palace at the moment, so there's going to be SQ. He's playing at the van, and he's just jump peeking at the moment, so he's going to get the info that at least one player is here, so he flashes up, and it's a good one for one of the players, Cheeks, but 50 HP on him now as he eats a nade. It's going to be some more action on that A bomb site as one of their CT brethren goes down, but best onto TM, and here we go. They are entering into this B site. It's only SQ to try and defend, but he goes down. So from Market, there's 2 players left. LeBron James and Best, and at this point, 2v3, they are going to go for it. Coming through this door smoke, and Jared goes down immediately. Cheeks drops as well. It's up to Cannon Chow. Similar situation, but with rifles. Do his last round that he clutched, but not going to be the case here as Third Equinox, they pick up their 3rd round. 3-3, Third Equinox, so many threes right now.
Yeah,
and actually, Best got a 3K as well, just to throw that in there.
Oh, well, thank you. The only thing Devastation has going from them, they got 2 things going from them. They won the pistol in the following rounds, but they haven't won a gun round since. They are keeping Third Equinox economy in check. They're getting multiple kills each round. Last round should have been a victory. And I was saying, it'd be cool to see the statistics between how often the American side saves and how often the European side saves. Because in the matches we watched earlier, the CTs probably wouldn't have went for it in that 2-on-3 situation, but just jumping through the window, not even waiting for his teammate to be able to help him. I like it from Third Equinox. Ballsy stuff, but they win the round. And now all tied up 3-on-3. Devastation with another full gun round here, going for what looks to be a delayed A split. And these mid players are going to have to be the first to engage. I'm wondering how long they're going to wait here and how long they're going to set up. They're going to be throwing their catwalk smokes as well as their mid smokes. But their take doesn't look too potent at A. It really is going to boil down to how much damage these guys can do at middle.
Cannon Chow spotted out 1 in jungle, but couldn't get his crosshair right on point. So he didn't take the shot at all, and he's actually smoked off at the moment. So we're going to have to work somewhere else, and actually TM gets dropped. So mid control a little bit lessened there, as that was on the flank. SQ is trying to wreak some more havoc as he's in top mid. Sasquatch is actually in ladder room. See if he can get anything done there, but inevitably it will be an A-side play as we see the bomb coming out with Jared onto this A bomb site again. Cannon Chow from Palace. Best goes down, while 2 as well. Trying to hold from Sandwich, but a nice play by Jared to take him down. So only SQ left, and playing from Connector's in a bad spot. Cheeks will take him down. The round goes to Devastation, so they're having a pretty good T start here. Again, 4 rounds. This is a fairly CT-sided map in a lot of regards. And 4 rounds, I think 8 rounds in, Devastation feeling pretty good about that. And the CTs, not so much, as you see, not a lot of money. And actually, one of them just bought. Very confusing as Best decides to not look at his teammates' money.
Yeah, I probably just saw like the first 4Ks, or I'm going for it. But Devastation, they were getting flanked. It looked like Third Equinox was going to be able to win that round, but Third Equinox has been caught at least 2 times by the mid to B and the ladder room when somebody comes up from catwalk and flanks into A. So they got to clean that up a bit. They got to be more aware that Devastation is abusing that quite often. Now this round, we only have 1 gun up for Third Equinox, a couple of bought pistols, and SQ bought himself down to $500. His other 2 teammates that were low only bought a little bit. So Third Equinox is allowing Devastation an easier way back into this, just based upon how much they're bought in their misbuys.
And Best playing underneath the balcony here again. The single player that decided to buy on that CT side doesn't look like he's going to be able to exercise that rifle, as 3 of the players on the T side taking catwalk control. Cannon Chow open apartments, and this should be a potent play. But at the same time, they've got SQ actually boosted up inside a site. And it's going to be 8x as well.
Wow.
Playing there. It's at 2. There we go. Opens up on their cheeks. They know the location, though, but they can't take him down. LeBron James comes through the market window. TM ends up making 2 frags happen. Cannon Chow follows up. So although it started off all right, now Best left rotating in. Again, the man with the rifle. And
right.
Coming into market. This is not a great situation, as the bomb's going to be set, no kit in hand.
Let's see if he can make this rifle work. If he does it, he's a genius, and all of his teammates cannot say anything about his misbuy. But is he going to go for it? He was the player that came through with a solid retake with his teammate. They won that 2-on-3, but 1-on-3, I guess it's a bit too much. And the fact that he gets to save his rifle, I guess, can alleviate some of the harsh words from his teammate. It's such a noob play, but we all do it sometimes, just buying up when you're not supposed to. It's much more okay in matchmaking. But
yeah,
when you're trying to win like this, it's really debilitating to your economy. But he hung on to it. But he also made his teammates buy a little bit more than they should have. So that's another little aspect of that. And now Devastation starting to get their economy going themselves. A couple players going to be looking all right. And look at this. A double save is forced onto third Equinox, and they're going to be forcing up. And this is all, this ragtag buy is all due to the misbuy of one of their players. And that's just really unfortunate for them. And Devastation is going to be exploiting this to the fullest extent. Oh, change of pace from Devastation. They're going to try to come straight up into A without many pop flashes. They're not getting their smoke set up. Luckily, Jared is able to take down the only player inside the site. And third Equinox, all their players retaking are from connector area.
Yeah, so if they isolate that with smokes and such, we see the stair smokes come down, but Cheeks actually takes down LeBroy James, so 4v3, but Sasquatch gets dropped, so it's going to be even footing until Adex goes down. Best and SQ, both from round connector. Actually, SQ coming from window room at the moment. Best is going to attempt to peek, and he takes down the bomber, but 1v2 as I believe they realize SQ is inside a jungle. He's going to flash his way out. They are getting the bomb set, so for a moment here, it could be a one-on-one. They are going to have that bomb go down, and that flash beautiful as he is fully widescreen at stairs. He's still smoked off. This is honestly going to be a difficult time for SQ, but he's going to try it nonetheless. Spots Cheeks out at Firebox, opping, and the other player is going to be towards a ramp. So as soon as he actually peeks out, now he's in. Actually, that's a beautiful way to take things, as he almost made that work. If he lands that shot onto TM, we could have seen her diffuse come in, but I like how he peeks in sandwich instead of kind of being vulnerable to A ramp at the same time. So he creates that one-on-one
cool
with the op on site, and then almost didn't get TM, but and to be honest, TM should get that shot as the call-out comes in. But Devastation, it was a close one, but they get their 6th round in, and now look at the economy of the CT side.
I'm definitely stealing that little retake. It, you know, like you pointed out, providing coverage from the A ramp, and he was set up for a 1 versus 2. If he was able to take that kill onto the A ramp guy, he won the round. And you know the A ramp guy is going to peek because you need to trade off. That's, you know, Counter-Strike 101. You need to help your teammate in those situations. But when you peek, you're peeking into nothing, because there's a bunch of coverage from Sandwich. As Devastation slowly makes their way into A here. Askew goes down. 8X and LeBroy James left. I like a lot of these names, man. Askew, you got LeBroy James. I'm familiar with everybody from Devastation, but anyways, now 1 up at 8X. Any economic damage would be nice, considering Devastation's getting a little out of control here now. They're gonna have to lose a couple for third Equinox to put him on the save, and yeah, Devastation's looking real good, and it doesn't surprise me because Steve is just like an absolute brainchild of the game.
Yeah, he's doing impressive things at the moment. Kanichow at 14-1-5, having a hell of a half at the moment. TM a little bit behind in that
easily
second
Devastation's
frame.
youngest player.
There you go. So some impressive stuff, and yeah, Devastation was 7 this early. Honestly, this is a bit of a beatdown at the moment, as they have a lot of money saved up as well. So even if third Equinox get their 4th in, they have such a task. If they do it with losing anybody, those players are going to spawn into FAMAS buys and such, as they're so low. But bo3 is going to find 2 beautiful frags inside a connector as he peeks down. So this is looking a little bit promising, as it looks like they are going to take A. And the smokes come out. They're landing them this time. They got connector and stairs smoked off. They're going to take from 2 ramp, 1 palace. Cheeks with that AWP and palace. He's actually currently smoked off at the moment. It's going to be Jared to drop immediately. TM trades on the best, but then receives a dink to himself. It'll be Cheeks to take down wall 2, though, so salvaging this round a little bit, and all these CTs grouped up at connector. It's going to be Cheeks to go down, though, and oh man, they are so grouped up at the moment. TM finds 1. There's so many bodies to just send bullets into. He eventually gets traded. So 2 players left alive for third Equinox, and again, we'll see the rebuy here, but I don't think it's going to be that great.
No, certainly will not. And something I noticed there from Devastation, they went, last time they tried that strat, I'm not sure if it's the exact same strat, I think it's more of an on-the-fly call, but last time they tried that, they went with 3 players middle instead of 2. The mid players still had the same intent of being the first to engage, and then the A players were gonna come through, but the fact that they had 3 outside of A not engaging made their mid take a little bit weaker, and that 1 additional player I think would have been able to take up into connector and provided third Equinox with another location that they had to deal with, instead of being able to focus all their attention on both A stairs and apartments. So that alteration, I don't think Sasquatch is gonna call it again. But they already have won a good amount of rounds here, so even if third Equinox wins out, Devastation is going to have a good shot in the next half. And Now Devastation looks like they're going to be doing a little bit of pressure towards B and eventually making their way underpass back towards A. And third Equinox setup is really default here. It's just going to come down to how much do they bite on this minor B fake.
Yeah, Sasquatch just spraying through the wood. And actually, he's going to get spotted out here, gets dropped. So the CT's with a minor advantage, but it's actually a complete fake, and they actually run through the smokes, and now they're caught on the other side of them. They've got a single player in Best at CT spawn to try and help on this A take. Jared's still working up connector, but he is going to get pinched upon, and Best finds one from CT. Make it two. So they all rotate around. Now there's three in CT spawn. So Best got a calling that you guys are smoked off. It's wide and clear here. A couple people come through, and that's going to be the fifth one for third Equinox. As, again, they want 8-7 at this point. 7 rounds already for the T side. That is more rounds than they wanted to give up this entire half. So they really want to win out here.
Yep, certainly. Devastation going with interesting buy. I'm surprised Sasquatch bot down to 1,000 with 2 rounds of loss bonus. Maybe TM will be able to drop him next round. But the Tech 9 train, here it comes. Can third Equinox hold? They do got some nice nades, some good smokes coming through. They need a pop flash. Oh, SQ, he's got to hold this location. Cannon Chow does eventually take him down. Devastations are kind of split up, though. They do finally take out. Cannon Chow traded off eventually. 3 on 3, however. How fast this rotation is for third Equinox. I don't know how they got there so fast, but third Equinox did a decent enough job of keeping him at bay long enough for that rotate to come in. But that rotate was super quick.
Yeah, I'm actually watching it. I have our stream up on the side here, and all 3 players were in market by the time the 2 defenders in B died. That's how quickly they got over there. So very impressive for 3 Equinox, and maybe a bit of, that's where maybe a fake could come in, that they rotate super quick. That's something you might be able to abuse on that T side, as I don't think they actually spotted the bomb, but they kind of just assumed that it was a Tech 9 rush. That's exactly what it was. So good read from the CT side, and now, actually, you can see they're going to send 2 players over, and the fact that they took down Adix, here we go. There's the fast rotation, and beautiful play by Devastation. Great read on there.
Yeah, they saw the rotates, just as you were pointing out, and now they go for their take. They're hitting their smokes. I'm sure that pleases Sasquatch. Just as I say that, they miss a big one. And now Sasquatch takes a super forward position inside the connector, and they get the bomb down. This is looking good for Devastation. They get the smoke up inside CT spawn. Sasquatch, oh my god, he loses his position. That's terrible for Devastation now. Cheeks and Cannon Chow, last 2 up. Cannon Chow with the firebox as well as Cheeks. Chilling down by the stairs. He goes down. So now only Cannon Chow. He probably doesn't even want to peek the firebox. He is spotted out. He's going down very soon unless he can make some magic. Can't do it, and now all tied up. And they actually Molotov off their own diffuser. Goofy stuff, but Equinox, I'm sure they're liking the results of the half after going down, what was it, 7-3? That's not so bad. So it's a good thing for Devastation that they got a good early start, but we'll see what they have to offer on the CT side after this round.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate that they're execute perfect, but the retake worked out really well for third Equinox. And like you said, Sasquatch, kind of high risk, high reward in that you push up before they rotate in and hope that you can kind of catch them off guard, but wasn't really the case. And with the man disadvantage, you basically had to. They needed to clear out some of those numbers before the retake completely was able to execute. So Devastation, they found themselves at a tie scoreline here. Like you were saying, they were up 7-3 at one point. Now it's 7-7. It's going to be best to take down Sasquatch and underpass early. So the aggression working out here for third Equinox, and how do the T's react is the question. We got Cheeks still in mid, and the rest of the players over near A. They are going to smoke on over, but it doesn't look like... Oh, they are going to slowly creep out. So TM's already out ramped. They've got Jared up in Pals. Kanichow shortly behind. Jared's going to nade himself. That was cool. He's going to jump back around the corner. That was intended for SQ, and he actually goes down to 50. That nade probably would have done the trick, but he will be Jared. And jump on down. They are going to take at least a little bit of control of the A site, but so many CTs so close. And Jared, who will take down 1. He's in a 1v3, though, and this is looking a little bleak as he's down to 4 HP. Yeah, he's just trying to deep around Firebox, but it will be third Equinox. So third Equinox kind of coming to the half a little bit late, but better late than never, right? In a best of 3, it's probably the only time that you can afford a little bit of a slow start, as best of 1 format never allows for that. But best of 3, they're doing all right. They come back, make it 8-7. It's still more rounds than you want to give up to the T half, but they'll be all right here. At least if they grab pistol, momentum might be in their side.
Yeah, definitely. It's It's too bad for third Equinox that they were just a little bit late starting. It seemed like they figured Devastation out in the last 5 rounds, but momentum is big here. Devastation. These guys all have played with each other for a very long time, not as a unit, but just in the source days in general. So I assume some chemistry will be in effect on their CT side. And let's check the nades of Equinox here. They're going with 2 players with armor, and it's like a Tech 9. They got a couple smokes. They got 3 smokes here, so this definitely looks like it's going to be an A take. And how does Devastation play it? They're sending 3 towards B early, so I assume they're going to aggress 1 or 2 players up the catwalk. This is going to make their A a little weak for a while. Until they start aggressing up mid and maybe even into B, they're not going to realize how clear B is. So if third Equinox waits long enough for Devastation to get confident to peek up B as well as catwalk, this should be a Devastation round. But if third Equinox execute now like they are, then the rotate's going to be a little far away. So coming into the bomb site, they got the smokes up CT spawn. Looks like they botched the smoke as well. Nobody can hit that sandwich smoke, it seems like. But coming into the bomb site now, third Equinox. CT's in position to contest, but it looks like that bomb is going to go down in just a second. Took them quite a bit. But 5 on 5 before that bomb even gets planted. Now, trying to hang on to their position. It looks like third Equinox might be able to take this Sasquatch. Cannon Chow, they both put Devastation on the board. 3 on 3 here. They got to work their way up. 1 player in sandwich and 2 on the stairs. The setup has its faults, and we're seeing that now. All the players, once Devastation realize everybody's lower, that's all they got to do is hold that position. But they don't realize it yet. Oh my god, they might not even know this last player is down in connector. They got hit by their own trick, but Cheeks hits a monster shot onto the Broyd James just in time. 1 or 2 seconds more, and that bomb would have went off. Nice. I'm really surprised that Devastation almost got hit by their own trick.
Almost. Almost. But it is going to be a CT round as Devastation pick it up. I think you were saying a little bit close as the timer's ticking away, but they land that nice shot on that player in A ramp, and now we've got the T's. They got that bomb plant, and I like to see that they're just saving here. They're going to get those 3rd round AKs out, and again, CTs have to be... You see the buy that they're in at the moment, they could upgrade, depending on how many SMG frags they get, they could probably upgrade some of them in the next round, but certainly Sasquatch, for example, is going to have a FAMAS in the next round, but here comes the B-side play as Nave's doing a little bit of damage here. It's going to be Cannon Chow. He's got 2 frags of his own. Cheeks with 1 as well, as Cannon Chow will go down. He's still trying to work that jump auto shotty at the moment, but he's whiffing a little bit. Might be able to take down wall 2. Not going to be the case. He was able to get 1 frag. It's $900 in his pocket. And then obviously Cannon Chow with his UMP, 2 frags for him, so that's $1,200. So not too bad at all. But again, this is where the AKs come in. So let's take a peek at what the CTs are going to be able to afford to defend this.
And Cheeks going with the ballsy stuff, just rocking the dead player's Tech 9. Okay, he did get upgraded. It looked like he just wanted to go with that Tech 9, but this is where the strength of the 3rd round buy is in effect, because the CTs, after buying up to deal with the potential 2nd round buy of the Ts, don't have the optimal weaponry to deal with these AKs. We see a Scout, FAMAS as well. Is an MP on the board. And how do Equinox approach this? They're being very passive with it. I think one of the reasons they're doing this is to not give away the fact that they bought AKs. I'm pretty sure it's obvious at this point. They didn't buy the last round after getting the bomb down. How do Devastation deal with this? I thought he was going to aggress down into the stairs, but not going to happen. They do have 4 players in the area of A, and third Equinox looks to be setting up an A take here. But for Devastation, they got the nades, they got the positioning, so I think they'll be able to hold this, but it comes down to the AKs.
Really does, as Sasquatch, TM, close in A site, and Sasquatch actually going to go underneath the balcony. He gets taken down immediately, but Cannon Chow and TM fire back, so even trade 3 on 3, but it is going to be advantage to the T's now as... Again, taking into this A bomb site. Smokes are good. Jared not going to be able to do a heck of a lot here. He's going to have to rotate back to connector. Cheeks coming through CT, but with an MP7. Not exactly going to be the best weapon against those AKs. So Jared, the 1v3 scout in hand. We get her up for him as well. And there we go. AKs do the work. Third Equinox, they pick up that 3rd round. And honestly, that's the reason why you save if you get that 1st round bomb plan. It works so well. And you should be able to outgun your opponents, as even if you buy up rifles in the 2nd round, if you buy M4s, if you're able to afford those after pistol, like some players get enough frags that they can afford the M4, you're going to have pretty much no nades in that 2nd round. So a lot of players will just get a FAMAS, then you can't rebuy in that 3rd round. AKs are just fantastic. So I like it. Third Equinox, they're going to be able to tie the score here 9-9. We can see the CTs on a save.
They upgrade their pistols, 5.7s, as well as CZs. Trade for Jared up in the B halls. I think 30 Equinox is okay with this, as not too much information gained. They aggress an additional player down in the halls, and 30 Equinox has the bomb down way back in the B halls, as TM does peek the middle with the 5 to 30 Equinox for the time being. A flank is thinking about coming through for Devastation. He's pushed up all the way inside of the A halls. And 30 Equinox doing a slow take towards B, but cheeks his position. He may be able to do this. He has the CZ. I'd even prefer that weapon over the 5.7 in this situation. If Best doesn't peek it, they're priming up for the take. They're going to line up for him. He gets one, but no. Cannot spam down the second. Cannon Chow has made his way into the B bomb site, and there's the flank eventually. Cannon Chow, he needs to get 1 or 2 or stay alive long enough to make this flank doable. On to Best. Can't get around the corner. Is 30 Equinox going to realize this flank is coming through? It's Sasquatch with a big play. Spots the ankles of the planter. He's not going to go for him. Oh, man, he does. He takes him down, but he doesn't know where the last player is. He nades him. LeBron James around the corner. Sasquatch getting real suspicious. Where's he at? Looking around, ring around the Rosie, and he goes all the way into the van. I think Sasquatch cleared it on the way in. So this is not looking good for him, and he goes down. Good clutch, or good 1 versus 1, I should say, by LeBron James. And I'm wondering if Sasquatch shouldn't have gone for the planter right away. Sure, it's a free kill, but that planter was not looking like he's going to check halls, and maybe even peeking the bench. You can clear a little bit more before you kill your first player, because it didn't look like 30 Equinox had any intentions of checking up top.
Yeah, just keep kind of a tag on that player. Kind of keep your eye on him. Search out for the other one. Of course, from our position, a little bit easier said than done, but there is obviously in those situations, that's where game sense comes into play, and he actually almost made it work in that one-on-one, but like you said, LeBron James really good in that one-on-one, just circled around and did some good work. So here we go, round 20 underway, and we can see Jared's able to afford an AWP, so he's posted up in the mid at the moment, but they will smoke him off. SQ and underpass at the moment. And, wall 2, LeBron James. They're going to take mid control. Wall 2 from Catwalk. LeBron James now peeking into connector. They are going to smoke it off, though. So makes me think they might work towards Catwalk onto B, especially considering they do have Adix on the stairs towards underpass. He's holding an angle, make sure no one aggressively pushes up, but bit of a default, a bit of a picks play, honestly, from the T side. They've nowhere near A, but they're just trying to find one frag or something before they execute. And it's actually their teammate going down, but Wall 2 will fire back. Cannon Chow on the bench. Jared, though, fine at Wall 2. So 4-on-3 as Jared finds another one. 2v4. They're going to try and take it to B. Like completely stomped by Cheeks as he works 2 wallbang frags. Working from Van, so 10-10 devastation. They fire right back.
And a couple of individual misplays that I happened to spot out for 30 Equinox. Cannon Chow somehow got the frag under the player in connector, who pretty much had his AK to the side of his head and just starts spamming away. Cannon Chow able to get the 90-degree flick, and then Cheek saving Jared's life inside of the at bench when a 30 Equinox player already was spamming at him with his crosshair, and or with his gun, of course, and Jared had no HP yet. So a couple of misplays from 30 Equinox, and that puts them on the save here. And I'm really surprised Jared was able to get that many kills despite his situation. Now Devastation is playing it pretty default on this anti-eco. 30 Equinox wants to try to take up mid, and with P250s, that's the right weapon to go for this sort of mid control. But without a smoke for Jared at middle, I don't know about this call here.
Oh, they are going to have LeBron James, actually. He's got a smoke that will go into window, and I think they're going to boost right after. So Adix getting on the shoulder of SQ. And again, that smoke is already primed, so we'll see when LeBron time. Oh, actually, it's not going to be for window. Interesting. So they smoke off Catwalk, but I think they got a frag. Yeah, Cheeks was able to get one before that even happened, and now LeBron James goes down to Cannon Chow, and this is falling apart for the T side. The idea was already, I think that them going for that window smoke and then maybe boosting into it. I think that was what you were alluding to, correct? That they didn't have a smoke for that?
Yeah, that's what I thought the issue was going to be, is Jared just continuously peeking middle with the AWP.
Yeah, so anyhow, he did have a smoke on LeBron James, but he decided to use it elsewhere. And again, we saw Cheeks. I think that they thought maybe the smoke was already down. Tried to push up connector, and Cheeks took him down, and then the smoke's up. I'm going to rotate out. So good round from the CT side, 11-10, but they do have rifles to go up against it. Looks like we got a quick A play from the T side.
Yep, Sasquatch goes down. TM in the bomb site. Not a good start. TM, though, able to get one. Traded off. Third Equinox. This change of pace really caught Devastation off guard as suddenly they only have 2 players left and the bomb is going down. Devastation do have the money to go for this retake. It's 2 on 4, not the best odds. Cheeks with a nade onto SQ, though, evening it up just a tad. 2 on 3 now, working their way up from connector as well as the site. Third Equinox this time not going for the play down into stairs. Cheeks with another one. Cannon shot looking up top, but 8X is there with the frag. Gets both of them. And 8X with a multi-frag from up top. And Devastation, they just weren't ready for that.
Yeah, they really weren't, and I'm a little surprised, to be honest, because that plant, although that's kind of where you would plant safe, with that plant, you do want someone in Palace, as that's a pretty good angle to peek it on. From A-ramp, you got nothing. You could maybe try a CT spawn, but you're pushing into where they're going to retake from, and Palace is pretty much the perfect location, so 8X playing that pretty darn well. 4K on the round, 11 to 11. This one's getting close, as I kind of expected that the CT side of Devastation would kind of roll over. I'm not going to, or like roll over the other team, not just roll over and die. But Devastation, they're having a bit of problems here with Third Equinox. They're able to get a couple rounds in, but Third Equinox, they're able to come up with something to bring it back in their direction. So we'll see if it's going to be just a 1 round, or if, again, they're going to be able to string 2 in a row. If you can make it this kind of bullying back and forth, round for round, that is going to favor the T's. So Third Equinox in a good spot here.
Yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing in that last round. Thought is there, change of pace, and Devastation now. Actually, both teams on the swing round cannot afford to lose this one. And this late in the game, whoever gets momentum at this point is going to get real close to that tie round before the other team can get a full buy-in. Third Equinox looking to take mid control and eventually split into B. They do have the proper smoke for connector. And man, this B player is all alone. He has a lot of work to do to try to stay alive. He is in the good angle. He can't spam down 8X. That's horrible. Fortunately, he gets the forced team kill from the nade of Best. I'm not sure what the intent behind that nade was. Devastation here, not in the best position to rotate from. They don't have anybody coming up catwalk just yet. TM, he will come up catwalk eventually, especially after killing SQ. Now Third Equinox with 3 players up. 3 Devastation members about to come out from the kitchen. If TM can take down this cat player, he does. Now they can take from multiple locations. Third Equinox trapped at the bench, and eventually Devastation is going to clean up the rest of the players and take the round. That's going to put Third Equinox on the save. I'm wondering if Third Equinox is going to buy, though, considering Devastation's economy is pretty low, and going back and forth like they are recently, they might just buy up with some Tech 9s here. And at this point, fighting for momentum when Devastation will still be on a round that they have to save if they lose, I wouldn't mind a Tech 9 rush here.
I'll see if that's the call. Again, and yeah, I agree. It wouldn't be a terrible idea, as they're fighting for momentum right now. They could put the other team on the save, but instead it looks like they're going to get 3 smokes. Looks like they're just going to kind of execute towards A and attempt to get a bomb plant here. So I expect maybe even a smoke just in center of sight so they can get that bomb down in. But holy nades, Batman, as tons come in from the CT side onto A ramp. Unfortunately for the CT side, only Wall2's there to receive a tiny bit of damage. They are all
That's a really good call, too, because Devastation knows that Third Equinox probably is going to go back to that A rush that's going to work for them, so it doesn't surprise me at all that Sasquatch made that call.
I don't know, it was a good idea, but it's a little bit slower than he anticipated. As now they're coming out, but the bomb's dropped already, and another nade comes in as Jared drops one in the lap of 8X, and that's going to be a flawless one. Devastation. They devastate their opponents. They absolutely demolished that eco round, and that's good for them. Again, if they can continue this economical growth, they'll be in a good spot to close out this map, as that's kind of what they're fighting for at this point. CTs do not want to eco at all, as that's going to be Third Equinox's kind of key back into this. But they are able to get AKs on the board. We'll see if they're able to bring things back in their favor. But 13-11, Devastation with the minor lead.
Yeah, Devastation only have to win a few more gun rounds. Third Equinox should be getting a little scared at this point. If they cannot win this one, it's going to bring Devastation to 14. They're going to have to potentially save, maybe even force buy. So round loss bonus will be getting up there. Devastation, if they win this one, in theory, should get up to that 15th. And Third Equinox at that point is going to have to play perfect Counter-Strike. And look at this aggression coming in from Devastation. This is good stuff from Sasquatch. Had the perfect read. Since they've gone A that many times, like in a row, when the rounds that you expect them to go there, Say they go to A, they win, and they go back to B, they lose. So you know, let's go back to A again. So Sasquatch with the read that they're probably not going to have too many players here pushing into the halls. Good stuff, but I digress. Coming into B is third Equinox, but no access as Cheeks and Jared shut that down. Only one player up. Wall 2, little economic damage would be nice at this point, but he's not going to get any of that. Cheeks is going to end him, and now Devastation get up to 14. Let's check third Equinox's money. I don't know. You're either playing for the win or you're playing from the tie at this point, and with that amount of money, I mean, maybe just save up and try to win out on gun rounds.
I think that's a good call, especially with 11 rounds in. Like, if you're any lower than that, I feel like you should probably fight for just actually getting the round. But I feel with 11, you only need 4 to make it to that tie round. So save up and then try and make that overtime happen. This is third Equinox's map choice, so not doing so hot. Well, they got 11, but Wall 2, he's going to find headshot on Cannon Chow. So they open up the way they were hoping for. And he's going to be able to, one player with armor, actually, it's able to pick up that M4. So we'll see if he's able to do some work with it. Still posted up top mid. And they've got Best rotating out of Palace at the moment. The rest of the T's holding the strict position near B apartments. So Cheeks down near Van. He's actually alone in this position. So it'd be the right call to kind of rush in there. Obviously, we know a little more than they do, but we'll see if that's going to work out for him.
Yeah, and 8X has been poking, or just peeking at the jump angle of the B-Tons for a long time, and Cheeks hasn't jump peeked it once. The patience of 8X, he's been holding this angle for almost a minute, and now they're faking up mid a bit. Cheeks, if he can get 2, it should be all right for Devastation. They are down a player. Oh, the timing of that peek. 8X has got to be frustrated. And now comes in, gets the frag anyway, so the patience, it works out for him in the end. The first rotator is going to be an AWP, can't hit the first shot, so now that they know that's there, I highly doubt third Equinox is going to be peeking much. And trying to rotate up mid, oh, Sasquatch, he's checking everything. Wall 2, Devastation is checking all the right spots. We're down to a 2-on-2. Sasquatch coming up from the catwalk, already out kitchen is TM. 8X from the bench here, looking to divert TM. Just enough time for his teammate to come through. Peeks it down to a 1-on-1. TM knows where he is. He has to find him at the truck. He has to find him quick, but the 1 P250 is going to do it for third Equinox. And they win that round down, makes it 12-14. And that wasn't the most expensive of buys for them, so they're right back in it. They can win this round. I mean, Devastation, I don't think they won't. They'll save if they do lose this, I presume. But third Equinox, just with that round, they're right back into it.
Yeah, impressive, as that round definitely puts them back into things as they get a full buy-in here. They can compete with, there's actually no AWP on the CT side. So now they got a bit of an advantage, being that the T's have one in their possession. Wall 2 is going to get dropped down a little low in top mid to start things off. And again, some aggression here from the T's, at least into B apps to hold. They've got Best actually in Palace at the moment, and he's peeking already towards jungle. So if anybody peeks out from connector or anything like that, might be able to capitalize on one of those moves. But at the moment, we do see SQ will be coming through underpass as well. So mid control still for the T side. And we're actually going to see Jared fall off a window room. He's going to go help out at B, as they suspect it could be another B-side play. But as we can see again on our map, that it looks like at some point here, we're going to have players coming up a ramp, as well as connector and POW. So 3 angles to hit this A-bomb site.
Yeah, Cannon Chow, he's in the position that should make or break the round here. If he can hold off connector, he doesn't have any nades, and he didn't have any to start, just showing how low Devastation, or at least Cannon Chow was, but he needs to hold off the connector. Gets a frag onto SQ. SQ is trying to frag his teammate in the site, but it doesn't matter. He goes down anyways, and now Cannon Chow still peeking from on top of the stairs. He falls. Now just Sasquatch up. They have dwindled Equinox's numbers down to just 2. Sasquatch still alive from the firebox. Finally falls. Jared from the CT spawn, shutting him down. Make that Cheeks. Jared about to peek. What a shot by Wall 2, though. We're down to a 1-on-1. Cheeks, this is one of the things he was known for in sources, these clutch situations. Can he do it here and go?
Oh,
Wall
wow.
2 peeking back. No time left. Cheeks with the veteran play. I didn't even realize the time there.
Yeah, Walter was actually attempting to get the bomb down, but as soon as he basically heard that he had left stairs and jumped towards site, he just wanted to take the aim duel, and played that perfectly with Cheeks, as he realized as soon as he peeked out, he knew the time, just decided to book it out of the bomb site. And yeah, Devastation went on time there. So good round for them as that became pretty darn close. But a good hold on the A bomb site. Now it looks like we're just going to see a straight up B bust. Not sure how quick it's going to be. Wall 2 already providing a little bit of noise, but the rest of the team's going to be setting up some smokes here. And I think these are going to be smokes that'll land in A. And the idea is that you might think that they're executing on A, but we'll see. Or they could be on B. And we'll find out. But 8X, the way he's positioning himself, might even be for window. I'm very curious where these are going to land. But I think the idea being that they're all in B apartments, they might smoke on a B, but I think it would be a fake. But again, we're going to find out here in just a moment as they're going to get smoked off once again, and just a very slow play from the T side.
It looks like we might have had some aggression here. Sasquatch is peeking the stairs. He's getting suspicious that there's nobody home, and now he's working his way into stairs. The longer he pushes up and the longer third Equinox doesn't take, the better it gets for Devastation. Now, Sasquatch peeks down the stairs, and now Devastation knows, in likelihood, that it is going to be a B take. That's why we see one additional player rotating already. And we also have Cannon Chow near the connector that should get there pretty fast. Equinox now start their B take, but it's actually a fake. They're going to go down into the tunnels. Wow, Cheeks burned somehow. Third Equinox might be able to do this. Cannon Chow only gets one. Sasquatch actually rotated out of position as well. He's caught by SQ, and now third Equinox with that nice little fake have gotten all the guns they need too. They get the bomb down inside the site. Devastation. Are they going to go for that? Looking at their money, they should go for this round, considering if they don't, if they save it, a couple of their players are not going to have enough to buy for a while. They do bring the numbers in their favor, but the HP far in favor of third Equinox. They got to play their positions. They got to go for trades. They can't take straight up 1 versus 1 here. SQ from the sandwich. 8X from the back. And third Equinox are going to be able to do it. 8X with the triple. And Devastation taking a look at their money. Like, Cannon Chow would have to double save in this scenario, so they're going to have to save 1, and even after that, it's not going to be the best buy from Devastation. They shouldn't buy anything here.
Yeah, they will get one, looks like CZ75.
Well, I suppose Cheeks can drop some guns. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's got 6K, so he'll drop a couple pistols for his team. That's a good idea, but yeah, all those players with low monetary situation definitely need to save to get every penny coming into that next round. But how's the T side going to play here, as that worked out really well in that last round for them? Equinox, we've got SQ at the moment in underpass, but it looks like the rest of the players are trying to work towards A. At best is actually get a spot out Sasquatch. He tried to go through Palace, and that's the second time he's done so. This time in an eco round, it's not as big a deal that it goes down, but still, obviously, you want to do as much damage as I can. As you can see, the T's are pretty low on money, so you'd like to do some sort of forced rebuy. Might take away some nades the next round. Quite honestly, probably not, but anyhow, we will see Best peeking out from Palace. It's going to be TM to take off his head, so good frag comes in, and now a weapon on the field for the CT side. It is going to be an A-side play, so it's nice that TM, out of all of them, has the weapon in his hands.
See if he can hold it onto 8X. TM, more work to be had. Coming up from the stairs, third Equinox. The rotate trying to come out from mid for Devastation, but doesn't have the right weapon to do it. Oh man, Cannon Chow gets the kill. Now just the player in A needs to hang on for a little bit longer for Cannon Chow to come through, but peaks a little bit too much. And now Cannon Chow with the AK. This weapon gives him a much better chance of doing this. All two peeking from the spawn after smoking it. Really difficult to see. Even though Devastation made it expensive, I'm wondering if it's going to have an effect. It shouldn't. It only have an effect on one player's economy. No, never mind. As one of the players had 5, so 15-14 now. And Devastation, one chance to avoid overtime.
One round to rule them all, as we've got the 30th underway. 15 for Devastation.
We were talking about Lord of the Rings last night, weren't we?
I think so. That's probably where that came from.
Yep.
Oh, man. As you see, obviously, rifles across the board for both teams. Jared able to pick up an AWP in this round, so he's back in window. The T's kind of focusing on the B side. They're going to try and flash out mid here as Wall 2 peaks, but Jared actually, I think he may have been minorly flashed by that. So you can see falls off a window momentarily. He peeks back out. Now he will hold that angle. He's trying to peek towards underpass as well, just to get as much information as he can. Obviously, you got to be a little careful for someone peeking top mid, but he's actually fallen off and headed over to market. So I'm thinking it could be B. But at the moment, I don't think the T's have even decided. They've got one in mid at the moment. That's going to be wall 2, but again, the rest focused towards B apps. So with 50 seconds left, unless they're just going for a late fake and book it over to A, that's been done before, I think that they should be heading over towards B. So Cheeks in a nice position to hold this off. That being said, I've seen them play this exact angle many a times. It's great because you get them as they're dropping down through the window and such, and running out from Van. But again, he's been playing that same spot. We'll see if they're able to capitalize on that as they're taken towards B apartments and the rush is underway.
Now Cheeks, this is it. Jared gets the first frag. Cheeks fails his angle. 8x with 2 of them. He's been having a great late game. Cannon Chow, though, with a swift rotate into the bomb site. CT's coming from kitchen. Devastation has a disadvantage. If they take this, we're on to map number 2. Cannon Chow with another one. Looking around the site. Now his teammates are there. And Chow, is that his third? Crazy stuff from him. Still yet to go down. Sasquatch with one. Suddenly only SQ's up in the 1 versus 2. Cannon Chow gets the final frag. And that's going to be Devastation, taking it 16 to 14 in map number 1. Got a little closer than Devastation would have liked, though.
Yeah, that being said, was third Equinox's map choice. Cannon Chow ended that 33-3-20. My God, and you saw the play in that last round. Phenomenal. Honestly, won it kind of by himself as he was playing that smoke really well inside of the bomb site. So great work by him and Devastation. We are going to be...